He also matched every dollar with a dollar that went directly to charity.
They can try to beat me down, but it ain't gonna work. It's a business expense, and I think by now they've realized I'll spin it to my advantage every time.
Who knows how many people are benefiting from those little things that he does?
The Mavs were already benefiting from Mark's influence. Feeding off the larger crowds, Dallas won 53 games in 2001 and advanced to the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. After falling behind Utah 2-0, Dallas reeled off 3 straight victories to win their first playoff series in 13 years.
Spectacular, history-making comeback, have won it 84-83.
I remember just Dirk running circles around the court and everybody just looking for somebody to hug and high five.
Dallas lost in the second round to San Antonio. In the offseason, Cuban re-signed budding superstars Michael Finley and Dirk Nowitzki to expensive long-term contracts. Money would be no obstacle to a Dallas championship. In January of 2002, Mark criticized the league's director of officials, earning a hefty fine and a job offer from Dairy Queen.
We are now officially open for business. I'm only working a couple hours, but we are paying him $8 an hour.
Mark, how do you explain all this?
I have no idea. Don't these people have jobs?
The Dairy Queen incident cost Mark another $1 million. $500,000 for the league and $500,000 more for charity. But millions of TV viewers heard his name, and the media took sides on the great Mark Cuban debate.
Mavs owner Mark Cuban, what do you think of Mark Cuban?
The problem is, Mark, we shouldn't even be talking to you.
Peter, I don't see a gun anywhere near your head.
What's going on with Cuban?
The problem with Cuban is he does a lot of good things, and he does a couple of squirrely things.
Well, I think Mark's the best thing that's happened in the league, outside of players in a long time, because he's continually pushing the envelope. He's continually asking the NBA to change and to question boundaries.
I think the worst of it is when he makes himself part of an actual game, running out onto the court, getting technicals, that kind of thing. And when he doesn't temper his criticism so it sounds personal, this guy's an idiot or this guy's an incompetent, I think that detracts from the valid points that he's looking to make.
I was in San Antonio one time. I heard the whole arena booing. I looked up, it's my face on the Jumbotron. That was one of the funnest times I had in the NBA, because who else could say they got booed by 20,000 people?
The Mavs won a franchise record 57 games during the regular season and advanced again to the second round of the playoffs. This time they fell to the Sacramento Kings.
There's nothing worse than walking off the court the last time. There is nothing worse. There is no next game. There's just a long summer.
In just 3 years, Mark propelled the Mavs into one of the league's top teams. And in a time when NBA owners have become personalities, no one is more outspoken than Mark.
He's gonna give you a team. Good job, Nunez. Anything else you want to do for him?
Cuban's established as a star. He also has one of the most exciting and generally young teams in the league. These guys are coming into their own, and they should be the stars of the team now. So it might be time to tinker with the balance. It might be time for him to recede a little bit and these guys to step up. And I think he's smart enough to know that.
At some point, we're going to win a championship, and that's going to be the story. And when you look back on how it happened, it would have started with Mark coming in, creating all this energy, all this passion, all this inertia, people getting hooked as a result, and then transitioning over to the team as they got better.
Mark shelled out more money after the 2002 season, signing Rafe LaFrentz and Eduardo Nájera to long-term contracts. Then he entered into a long-term contract of his own.
She's a guy's guy in a lot of respects, but, with all the right differences.
In the past few years, Mark Cuban has purchased a private jet, a $15 million house, and a basketball team. But most fulfilling has been his ability to let his hard-working parents retire and see the world.
Mark said, "You've had it. You're retired." And I retired. I take the word for what it means, retire. I enjoyed myself, traveled most of the world.
We've traveled, yeah. We've taken total advantage of the ability to do that.
Every boat ride that you could ride, they've ridden, every trip you could take, every tour you could take. They're traveling machines.
I've never seen my mom and dad so happy in their lives. It's every child's dream to do that. Let's hope that all of our kids get to be as rich as Mark.
In October of 2002, Mark's parents traveled to Jamaica, where Mark married longtime girlfriend Tiffany Stewart. But not even Tiffany could keep Mark from his favorite pastime, work.
I pick up the phone, I say, Mark? He's like, yeah, hey, how's it going? I said, man, aren't you on your honeymoon? He's like, yeah, Greece is great. Did you get that deal done that we were talking about the other day?
My wife's great. Part of the deal was I got an hour on the computer, basically, and she wouldn't bother me. And that's why we're married, because she's cool about that. She's drama-free when it comes to that stuff.
Mark's latest business venture is HDNet, the world's first high-definition national television network. Once again, Mark has climbed out on a limb, and he loves the view.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your host of the Mark Cuban Show, the man himself, Mr. Mark Cuban!
Challenge of it, the excitement of it, that gets me rolling. That gets my juices going. And, when everybody says something can't be done, that's usually where I like to jump in.
The fact that everyone said HDNet wouldn't work is exactly how Mark knew it would work.
Mark has also returned to Hollywood. He and Todd Wagner have invested in the entertainment industry and started producing major motion pictures.
It doesn't suck to be, in Toronto saying, yeah, Todd's up here with me for a game and we're producing Godsend and Robert De Niro and, Greg Kinnear starring, and yeah, it has that little cachet that's fun.
The Mavericks remain Mark's passion, and he continues to push them towards a title. His experience as an owner has added benefits in the boardroom.
Business is a sport. The difference is there's no seasons. It's 24/7/365, and there's always somebody out there trying to kick your ass.
Mark Cuban is a billionaire movie mogul with a beautiful wife and a thrill-a-minute basketball team, and he's counting his blessings.
Somebody had to be the luckiest guy in the world. I'm just glad they picked me.